Hello and welcome to the Winners Find a Way show. I am your host, Trent Clark. Super excited to join you here again on this Friday, every Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, YouTube, on our Leadershipity channel live. And so excited that you would join us today. Lots to cover today for people who don't know. I am an international speaker, serial entrepreneur organization member, sport my EO today hat, right? Work hard, dream big. Got my EO hat on today. Most people know me because I spent over 12 years of professional baseball coaching in 3 World Series. Been involved with all sorts, excuse me, of different groups and places I've worked with, many organizations, many different avenues of employment and companies I've owned, from shipping to tech to leadership. And so excited to talk with you a little bit about some of my travels and some upcoming things. As most people know, I give a lot of information away. I'm an educator and love to do that, and love to have people at events where we can get good takeaways. Um, I have a new book, just finished my manuscript by Wiley Business, Leading Winning Teams, how teamwork, motivation, and strategy achieve big league success. Super excited to launch this book in August. It is now up for pre-sale in the quote, and below I will show you a link where you can buy that book directly. Please buy that book. We need to do our pre-sales to get our numbers up. So love to have you take a read on that, all basis on that story of how athletes and their skill sets that they have and the lessons I've learned, turn that over to working in business, leading in organizations, and all the skills that transfer. And there are a lot. And that is coupled with over 30 interviews I've had on this show and other interviews I've done. So super excited about that book release. I am a little under the weather, so I am drinking tea. So trying to stay hydrated here. But first up is a event. I want to add this coming up. I have an event on Monday, March 25th. Please join me. This is online. This is going to be online learning. Bring yourself and your leadership team, up to 3 other people. So you can have 4 per company, and everybody gets a copy of the book, which is exciting. We're going to be talking all about the 16 strategies for growth, 16 strategies to double your value fast. And this is going to be an interactive workshop of learning. It's going to be about 90 minutes on Monday, the 25th, from 3:30 p.m. Eastern until 5 p.m. Please register for that. I'll also have that in the notes where you can register. So would love to have you join us for that. There is a cost to that workshop, but with the books and the information you'll get, you'll do very well. Here's the cover of the Leading with Teams book, and that can't wait for that to go live. And so super excited about having you join me then. Going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be interactive, and you are going to get some strategic takeaways of items that will have impact on your business right away. We'll probably frame that in a quarterly goal of the next 3 quarters, working on these 3 impactful items that you have designated for your organization. Not Trent tells you, hey, these are the things I need to work on, but you and your leadership team will discover that inside the interactive workshop. So please join me for that event. That'll be super fun, March 25th. Get a spot now. Spots are limited, so get on it. All right. Can't wait to see you then. For my travel this week, it has been absolutely bonkers. Spent the last couple of weeks at the NFL Combine, which is always exhilarating. Watching the future for athletes, trying to transition to the next level from college to pro. It's everybody's goal to kind of take that next step. And it is a challenging step. It's not easy. And there's a ton of players that get evaluated at the combine that will not be drafted. And there are other players that will not be at the combine that will get drafted. So this happens all the time. There are preferred free agents and all sorts of different things of how people end up in the pro ranks. But it is a dynamic environment. And I like to encourage these kids about how tough it is to go in and get a spot. No one is giving up their spot in the NFL and making room for you. You are going to have to take a spot. And as I interviewed John Peterson last week from his wealth firm, he talked about that. Like this is not unicorns and rainbows over here. This is tough business, and it is tough to go in and get a spot on a roster, and it's tough to stay there. So I've often had, I remember Scott Spezio on our show, one of the early episodes, he said, man, it's easy to get to the big leagues. It's hard to stay. First of all, I don't think it's easy to get to the big leagues. All right. Even more challenging. Sorry about that little technical blip. Even more challenging is the fact that it is really hard to stay there. Everybody wants your job. Everybody's gunning for your job. So it is not easy to stay at that top level. And probably the most impressive thing about Coach Saban and his run in Alabama is competing for a national title every year. Clearly, everybody gunning for you. And I experienced that in a smaller way. Certainly experienced it in professional baseball with Cleveland Indians when we went to 2 World Series in 3 years. We were kind of on that track to build that organization that would be sustaining that top level for a long time. And it's challenging. It's challenging to remain there. I left for the Los Angeles Angels, and the rest is history. I mean, not because I left, by the way, but the rest is history. The fact that it is very challenging to keep everybody together and maintain that level of expertise and productivity for sure. And so Coach Saban at Alabama, retiring this year, big shout out, hats off to Coach Saban, what I consider the best NCAA college coach of all time. Just a really cool experience to work with him and learned a lot. And of course, my experience with this was as a high school baseball player. We played and won the high school state championship as a sophomore year, and then returned for the state championship my junior and senior year. So pretty good program and team. And you can imagine when you're ranked number 1 and you're in the USA Today Super 25 that everybody's saving their best to see how they compete against you. And so, you got to go earn it every game because everyone's going to bring everything they got. So it was a lot of fun to be a part of it, and obviously difficult to maintain and sustain. As not as if my high school went to 10 or 12 state championships again after that, but they did win another one later. And I think it's probably also a tribute to John Wooden and his 10 championships in a row. That's just amazing at UCLA as the best college team. That's probably the greatest run of championships that I can recall off the top of my head. There may be others, so please drop them in the chat. The best championship runs and championship dynasties of all time. But UCLA has got to stand up there very high. Had a thrilling time on my other podcast this week in the NIL for you. The NIL is just continuing to become this boon of business and existence, and really changing the game for college athletics. Though the sport's never been better. I mean, the competition's high. The parity is really good. The portal creates a new environment that's really dynamic and challenging. But there's blessings and curses to everything, right? Real blessings for the players who you go to an organization and don't feel like you're treated well or could have done better somewhere else. Then, you got the chance to move. And then you've got the coaches, and everyone's always had that free reign to go take a better opportunity. So it's nice to see players do have that, but definitely is a bane of existence to organizations that are trying to keep moving in the same direction and stay aligned and training people up, and then losing them to a portal obviously is very challenging. So a lot of challenges that are going in that, but the NIL for you is a great little fun show talking all about young athletes and how they can be in business and be entrepreneurial, and the major dynamics that are always going on with that, which are ever changing. Got a chance to spend some time with collegiate athletes and students, Butler University, which was incredible experience. Butler's just a prestigious university in the Midwest, just in Indianapolis there. Gorgeous campus, and blessed to have a chance to speak down there this last week. And what a good group of kids that came in. all business students learning, developing. And one of the big topics we discussed was being the first draft choice. And with the NFL Combine there, you think about, man, what's entitled to the first draft choice, and there's a lot. There's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of responsibility, and there's certainly a lot of impact and productivity looked forward to for any first round draft choice. So when we talked about that as a student coming out, these companies are putting anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000, and so it when these kids are getting into that position, they are seen as the number one pick, right? You had 120,000 resumes, 12 get a phone interview, 6 get an in person, 3 get a call back, and then they might even have another round of interviews for the final 2. They select that one person. You're one of 120 high qualified candidates that they're interested in doing more with. And so it is unbelievable that the process is going to go. And we're trying to get this right as organizations, as companies. But I think it was really, I think it was enlightening for the young students to realize what companies have into that process, and then realize the expectations now they're going to fall on them, because it's a lot of work. Go to university, get good grades, be positioned as an expert to deliver value to an organization. And then you go through all that just to get the chance to show what you can do. And I think that when you get the chance, now the job comes and you go into the role. A lot of people aren't ready to go in and, really put their nose down and grind and execute and create that value and impact. And if you're not ready for that, it'll pass you by, and they'll be like, oh, we made a bad decision. We didn't pick the right person. They're not ready to go and aren't creating the value that we hoped. So it was a great discussion. Really enjoyed it. And then I headed off on a quick stint into Florida and back into Pittsburgh. Got a chance to actually drive from Florida to Pittsburgh, which was a lovely trip through Florida, through Georgia, South Carolina. Gorgeous there. Got to stay overnight in South Carolina. Love the Gamecocks there, and over in Columbia. And then headed up into Pittsburgh the next day. A little stop into Charlotte to see some fellow entrepreneurs and world beaters, and was really excited about that trip. In Pittsburgh, worked on a project called Beautygram. Incredible product, incredible technology, really changing the way things are done on the social selling and e-commerce, and putting influencers out there as a real sales strategy and marketing strategy. So really excited about what that'll yield in the future, and had a great time working with some Amplify PR, and they are incredible out there, Pittsburgh based, and doing fabulous work. Big shout out to Rachel Weaver and her team. Incredible things that are happening over there, and she will probably be a big face of Beautygram. So excited about Rachel Weaver and her expertise and future. So that's going to be super fun. For folks that haven't seen yet, definitely want to share with you a little cover of the book. Very excited about the book coming out. It is on sale now and pre-selling. It will release in August. And so doing a ton of talks where we're giving the book away to all the attendees. And I hope that you'll be at one of these talks coming up. I'll make sure my calendar is printed. I always leave my calendar up on my speaking site at trentmclark.com. And then also excited to be bringing that book to a lot of podcasting and showcases for events, and we've got some real great ones coming up, and super excited about an event we'll be doing in Tulum, Mexico for investors. And man, there's going to be first of all, love Mexico. Never go wrong with the Cancun area. And Tulum is just booming. I'm just amazed at what's happening down there in Tulum. So super excited about the events going on with growth and strategy, and um, we are having a small retreat coming up in April on the 28th. So super excited to see this thing the ground running, and just going to be an amazing experience for all the folks that are um, coming down. And it's going to be a unique few, right? This is going to be pretty rare air to just get involved with 12. And so only 12 spots available. I don't even know. I don't think there's 12 spots now, actually. There's already a few already gone, but you can register now at yucatano.com/retreat. Going to be amazing networking. This event will include myself, as well as Cody Warfield, AI champion. He's going to be making an appearance. So we've got earlier pricing right now at $8,000. That includes all the accommodations and then your transportation while you're there. It does not include the flight down or wherever you're coming from. So we'll have some cultural sessions, yoga. Going to do a little tour of Chichen Itza, which is incredible. 7 wonders of the world. A lot of, I'm a wellness guy. So, we're doing spiritual and wellness activity. And of course, then VIP access to a few amazing investments and things that are happening in the real estate space and other investments. The Yucatano Business League is incredible, making a bunch of stuff happen down there. And just with the growth that's going on in this development, you can see from this view, it's just amazing. The things, the development of properties, business, commerce in Yucatano is amazing. And probably most importantly is the new Tulum airport is now open, and that is going to yield all sorts of fun and good stuff for this event. So just can't wait to get down. That is April 28th to May 1st, and would love to have you join us. I mean, please, if you are interested in taking your business and doubling its value quickly, talking about the growth and the strategies of how you're going to do that, we are going to be covering that in detail, in depth, and also looking at areas that are challenging areas as well as superpowers for your organization. And this is a can't miss event for networking, growth, investment, and sunshine, which, the Michigan guy, I love sunshine. And, getting to the end of April, we still haven't felt that yet as spring starts showing some signs and fun, but not quite there. So it'll be absolutely wonderful to bake up and get some vitamin D in lovely Tulum, Mexico. So please join us. We would love that. And that also, I will also click that link in the show notes. So super stuff going on for Leadershipity, for myself, and for all of our contingencies, first things that are happening. And the entrepreneur organization continues to develop leaders. I highly encourage you, if you are a business owner, to jump into EO. If you're a qualifier, this is a great organization. I speak a lot, do a lot of member drives and fun things for EO and mentorship. Done a lot of mentorship with EO and YPO, just incredible organizations that are always developing top leaders. In fact, I think that I'm a lot better for my family, my wife, my employees, everybody around me because of my now over 12 years in like-minded individuals that are working on their brands, working on themselves. I like to tell a lot of people, if you're going to join an organization, recognize that the organizations are there, and organizations are a gym. They're not a spa. You're going there to do the work, work out and develop yourself, and you're going to have to put the time in. I think a lot of people get steered incorrectly or improperly into organizations, think that it's a spa and they're coming for treatment, and they're coming for firsthand care, and they're coming for manis and petties and massages and get a bunch of self-care treatment. But that is not most organizations. You are coming to join the gym and be a part of it, work on yourself and develop. So if you're going to join EO and you're looking to join a gym where you can really work on you, this is a mental gym for mindset, abundance, fellow networking. Incredible. The power of EO has been just amazing in my life. As I was just telling somebody yesterday, the times I've swapped houses with fellow EO members is amazing. Seen fabulous places. People have visited my properties, and it's a great experience. As well as I've been able to find some of the most obscure people and um, doctors and different things in the category that was in need of. And it's amazing. And all within probably a half day through the EO network because it's so vast of now over 18,000 entrepreneurs worldwide. So incredible organization that I highly encourage if you're a entrepreneur out there and you're looking. And if you're an entrepreneur in West Michigan, please, reach out to me, Trent at leadershipd.com, because we have openings in our local organization and it's growing and we want you to be a part of it. So look forward to hearing from you. For everybody today, I'm reminded of a number of interviews I did this week about leadership, and some of the key takeaways that I had this week were about being the best you can be right where you're at. That is a huge theme of leading winning teams, and it was really just profound by David Morehouse, of former president of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Interview I had with him, he was just so adamant about being the best he could be wherever he was at, and just kept rising inside organizations, because that's all you can really do is be the best right where you're at. Be the best husband, wife, wherever you're at, right where you're sitting. Be the best father, mother, right where you're at, wherever you're sitting. Because this is where you're at on the journey. And, if you haven't been in the past, I mean, I'm all right with that. Like, today's a new day and you can change that. You are responsible for your results. And, I was just really impressed with David's interview and his contribution to the book and his insights to continuing to progress inside that day by day. I think is exactly where leadership and good teams really do well. We're master planners and we can plan all sorts of things out, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plans. That's great. But the best organizations and the most that have that big itty productivity on their side are doing it day in, day out. They're very focused on this day and making this day the best they can be. So I encourage you today to make this day count, make it happen. Get the most important things done that you can get. Prioritize what is important to you today and knock that out. And you will always feel good about your days when you are clearing the 3-4 most impactful things. If you get to nothing else, but you do those things for the day, you will know you've accomplished the most important and the priorities are being met. So be wise in your structure of that. And I'm so thankful I could be with you today. Thankful you could be with me. And I wish you all the best on a fabulous weekend. Winners find a way, show winners. When show data that they are losing, find a way to win. And I know I've got winners listening to the show. I surround myself with them. And I'm so thankful you're here. And look forward to the next time on Winners Find a Way, every Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Hope that you'll attend either our upcoming interactive workshop and webinar, retreat, which I'd love to see you on. All those notes are down below, and you can find the links there. See you then.